Hello again, it's a new month, and that means I have a bunch of new boxes to review. And I will be starting with the Bokksu for June, Midori Summer. Now, I'm gonna be going to YetiCon in a bit less than 2 weeks, and we changed our cosplay plans really last minute, so I will be working on costume stuff from now until the con. So this box didn't get sponsored, unsurprisingly, so thanks to me. But the other two boxes, I have a Tokyo treat, which was technically a gift, so I guess that's sponsored already, and the Sakura Co. I'll be doing closer to the end of the month. So if you want to sponsor that and pick the character that I review it as, you can do that. You have plenty of time, because I'm not doing anything else after this except working on stuff for YetiCon, and I'll worry about everything else after that's over. But for now, let's get into this box and see what we have this month. As you may guess from the name, Midori Summer, there's a lot of green things in this box. So the first thing is Baumkuchen Matcha. So this was a ring-shaped cake. I only have a fragment of it left because I ate the rest. But yeah, it was shaped like a ring. It had a hole in the middle. And for a cake, it's a little bit dry, a little bit dense. It would have gone better with tea. I kind of ate it by itself, so it was a bit dry. The flavor was nice, though. It has a good matcha flavor, so if you like matcha, you'll like that cake. But yeah, it really needs, like, liquid, I think. The texture was not my favorite. I prefer a moister cake. But that's just me. If you like drier cake, you'll be fine with this. The next thing is Pai no Hitorigoto Pumpkin. So this was a pastry that kind of reminded me of the winter melon pastries that I really like. Like, the outside of it was that same flaky pastry that a winter melon pastry has, but the inside was a mixture of pumpkin and white bean paste, I think it says. I'm guessing from the picture that it's a kabocha pumpkin, which is different from, like, the orange pie pumpkin or, like, Halloween jack-o'-lantern pumpkin that we have over here. It's not like, you know how we put spices in pumpkin pie and stuff? This kabocha is not really like that. It tastes, I guess the closest thing I can say is like a sweet potato. Like, it tastes like a vegetable, but it's also on the sweeter end of a vegetable. So it wasn't like overly sweet, but it does make a nice filling. I make a casserole thing that has kabocha in it, and it just gives it like a really mild sweetness that's very nice. I like the flavor of it. It looks very much similar to a type of squash. I can't off the top of my head remember which one it is, but from the outside they look almost identical, and the inside they look almost identical, but they taste very different. And sometimes I find supermarkets here will, like, mislabel these things as one another, and then it's like, it's not the same. When you eat it, it's not the same at all. Which is kind of interesting. I don't know. Anyway, I like that. It was pretty good. Oh, yes. Toga Matcha Cream Waffle. We've had these waffle cookie things before. And I think there was like a Sakura one and a vanilla one, maybe? I feel like I had a piece of it left. Where is it? It's hiding. Oh, here it is. Okay. So, it's these two waffle cookies that look like big ol' rippled chips. And then they have matcha cream inside. Now, the waffle cookie part tastes like a waffle cone, kind of. It's pretty sweet. It's actually a lot sweeter than the filling. The matcha filling's pretty mild, but it still has that little bit of matcha bitterness. And it's a nice contrast to the very sweet waffle cookie on the outside. And the texture's pretty nice. It's like, they're pretty thick, but they're also not, like, really hard. It's hard to describe, but they're like a little bit soft, and they're nice. I like these a lot. I've had, yeah, 3 of them now, I think, and I really like that. I wouldn't mind seeing different flavors of those in future boxes. The next thing is... Okay, I gotta open this one. So this is a matcha warabi mochi. And I have learned in the past, warabi mochi, I used to like to put them on a plate. But if I do that, sometimes they're extremely wet and then really jiggly and they slide around and they get sticky liquid all over. So I'm just gonna eat it out of the thing. So here's the package. Just open this. Oh no, it's got a thing to dust it with. Well, I'm just gonna put it on the top. This is the other reason, because sometimes they have a powder that you have to sprinkle on it. And then it's better to, you know, flip it onto a plate or something, but I've had not a lot of luck with that, so I'm not gonna do it. Somewhere I have a spoon. Oh, here it is. So I'm just gonna sprinkle it on the top and eat it. Now this one seems like a little bit less wet, so maybe I could have turned it out, but, you know, I had no way of knowing. I did it with the Hana warabi mochi with the flour in it, and it was like a big disaster, so we're not doing that. Oh, it's like matcha powder, I guess? Let me actually read the thing and see what it says, because it might say what's in this powder. Oh no, it's kinako. I love that. Okay, it's kinako and matcha. So kinako is roasted soybean powder, and I didn't know what it was until I started getting these boxes, and then I've discovered it's a thing that I really like. And actually, yeah, I do smell that now. Yeah, this one is a little more jello, so I probably could have turned it out. Mmm. Oh man. That is good. So, I want to see if I can get some without the powder on it, though, so I can see how matcha the mochi is on its own. So, it's actually sweeter than I would have expected. Because matcha does have that bitterness. And even there's like a little bit of the bitterness in the powder. But because of the kinako, it's still kind of sweet. Okay, this is a really nice balance, actually. That goes together extremely well. I really like that. Okay, so... yeah, in hindsight, I probably could have put that one on a plate. It wasn't as syrupy as some of the other ones I've had. But yeah, I really like that. The balance of the sweetness and the bitterness is actually just like right on. That's beautiful. And it's very soft, so it's a nice jelly. Mini Awa Okoshi is the next one. I feel like I had one that tasted like this before. It's like... it says rice, sesame, ginger, and sugar. And it tastes... this time, I feel like the last time I was like, I can't really taste the ginger. And then I ate one of them yesterday, and then all I could taste was the ginger. So I don't know if this is slightly different or what. But it's almost like one of those sesame snap things. Like, it's just a bunch of seeds stuck together with some kind of syrup. And yeah, it's a little heavy on the ginger for my taste. I didn't really like it that much. It just tastes very grainy and then, like, ginger flavor. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like my bird would like this better than me. It seems like a bird treat. Just seeds stuck together. Maybe I should let him try it, see what he thinks. Now this one was interesting. Olive no yume cookie, sweet potato. So, it's a cookie. It's very small, so it might take me a second to find it. There were two of them, so I already ate one. This one is a little bit more intact. The other one was broken in half. The problem with getting these things shipped from Japan is that sometimes they just get broken. Oh, and as I thought, this is Olive no Yume is like olive dream of olives, and this says Rêve de olive. It's in French for some reason, so that's the same thing. So yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna try it again, actually, since I have another one. But It's made of a certain kind of flour, I guess. It says it's like a rare local ingredient. And the sugar as well. But it also is made with olive oil in a cookie. I remember it being good, but I can't remember exactly, so. So I actually can kind of taste the olive oil in it, and I do remember that. But it's almost like it starts with the sweet potato, and then you get the olive oil in the finish. And I think the reason it broke is because it's kind of a soft and crumbly texture. It's almost like a shortbread. Yeah, it has this strange, like, olive oil aftertaste, which isn't bad, but it's weird for a cookie. Like, I don't think I've ever had a cookie with oil in it. It's very mildly sweet. But it's nice. I like it. Very different. Yeah, I like that. Okay, the next thing is Denroku Mame, Black Sesame. We had something like this before in another box that I don't quite remember. But it's like a peanut and then it has a shell on it, so it's like a coated peanut. But the shell on these are black sesame flavored sugar. So, like, I'm not really a big fan of peanuts. But these are good because I like black sesame. And it has this crispy black sesame sugary flavored outside, which it's weird because it's green. So I expected them to be like wasabi or matcha or something. But then it's like, no, it's green, but it tastes like black sesame. And it really does. It's kind of mild compared to some of the black sesame flavored things we've had, but it's still discernible as black sesame. So these are pretty good, actually. For nuts, they're pretty up there since I don't like peanuts that much. But yeah, those are a nice little snack. There was 2 bags of them. I ate one. Now I got one left, so maybe I'll share them with my friends. This thing I might have to try again, too, because there was 2 of these. Kamado Okoge Black Pepper. So this is a rice cracker. And it's named after rice that's charred by a wood-burning stove. And it's supposed to taste kind of smoky and like black pepper. And I seem to kind of recall that, but I'm just going to give myself a little refresher. I'm just going to put a tiny little bit in my mouth and see. Okay, yeah. Woo! Yep, there's the pepper. Okay. It has like a soy sauce saltiness and then a little bit of black pepper heat. But then at the end, I can taste that roasted. The smoky charred rice thing they're talking about. So yeah, that's an interesting balance of flavor, actually. It kind of goes, you know, soy sauce, pepper, and then smoky rice. Kind of interesting. The next one is a big old senbei, I guess. Kyo no Sato Shiro Miso. Now, this one confused me a bit. Because it's supposed to be white miso. Shiro miso. But it smells and it tastes like onion. Like green onion. I don't know why that is. But if you've seen my past videos, there was a weird onion shortbread cookie, and I want to say it was a Sakura Kobox, but I'm not 100% sure. And it sounded really vile, but it actually tasted okay, and this kind of reminds me of that. Like, it smells really like an onion. And yeah, it still tastes like onion to me. But, like, a little sweet. So it does remind me of that cookie. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I've ever actually had shiro miso, so maybe it does kind of taste like onion. I'm not sure. I was going to make miso soup with white miso, and then I couldn't find any. So I ended up with the yellow one, I think it is. Those like red, yellow, and white. And they go like in order of strength, and I got the middle one, which I think was yellow. But yeah, still tastes like onion to me. Not a bad thing, but now I'm just confused if it's supposed to taste like that or not. 20th century pear gaufrette. Ooh. So, this is from Tottori Prefecture. It is a local souvenir of that place, I guess. I haven't tried this yet. I like pear. I forgot there was pear things in this box. This, I can tell. I haven't even opened it yet, but I can tell that it's pulverized. This got really damaged in shipping. It's in pieces, so I'm afraid to open it because it's going to go everywhere. Oh, it smells good, though. Oh, yeah, this is like a... It's like a cone, like those, like that taiyaki thing I had. Mmm. Okay, this is so small and so thin. But it has a lot of flavor. That pear filling has a kick. Wow. I like pear. This is really delicious, but I'm going to eat it later because it's just going to get crumbs everywhere. The problem with these really thin things is they don't survive the shipping. But it's so nice. I can't taste the outside very much. The wafer thing. It's kind of like an ice cream cone. Like it's just there as a vehicle for the filling. Oh, I don't think I tried this yet either. Ohita kabosu langdasha. So, this is a cookie that is chocolate and kabosu, which is a small and sour citrus fruit native to Oita Prefecture. So let's see what that tastes like. Have I had anything flavored like this before? I don't even remember. But it looks very citrusy on the package, so let's find out. This also feels a bit broken. Oh yeah, because we've had these cookies before. Oh no, okay, yep, I can't take the whole thing out because it's just going to fall apart. The cream is really solid, wow. Okay, it smells citrusy, but it doesn't smell sour, it smells sweet. So they sweetened this a lot. Oh, it has a little bit of that bitter citrus oil flavor near the end. But it's pretty mild for a citrus fruit. It does taste kind of green, if that makes any sense. Oh yeah, it's a bit bitter at the end. But not in a bad way. It's pretty fragrant, too. Yeah, that's nice. I like that. Whenever I get these things with, like, these fruits that are only in Japan, I'm like, I wonder what the fruit tastes like. I'll never know. This thing was really, really good. I already ate part of this. La France Pear Yakoi Sable Cookie. I love how everything's, like, half Japanese, half French. It's weird. This thing smells like pear and kind of like fresh pear. It's really weird. It smells juicy. It's a really soft cookie. And it really does taste so much like pear. Like it has that fragrant pear flavor. It doesn't taste like artificial at all. I remember when I had those juicy pear jelly belly jelly beans. I was amazed at how they had this specific little thing in them that only a real pear has, and this cookie has it. So it's actually just, I don't know, it's impressive. I like pears. So to get this in a cookie is like crazy. Mmm. Yeah, I really love that. So. Now these. My arch nemesis, wasabi, made a reappearance. And it was the big savory bag. I cannot tell you how disappointed I was to see this. My favorite thing to do when I get a new snack box is open it, find whatever is the big bag of chips or popcorn or savory whatever thing, and just eat that whole bag. This month I was disappointed because they're onigiri senbei wasabi. Look how big it is! I ate one for science, and surprisingly, it wasn't too hot. But unfortunately, the thing that I don't like about wasabi is not necessarily the heat. I don't like the heat. I'm a spice wimp. But I also don't like the flavor of wasabi. And while these were not, they weren't any spicier than the black pepper cracker, they tasted very strongly of wasabi. And so it just tasted like wasabi funk. So I ate one and I was like, I can't do any more. And I gave them to my friend who loves wasabi and she was very grateful. So she enjoyed them much more than I ever would have. The texture was nice, I'll say that. They were a nice, light, decently sized. They were about like that big each, I guess. So yeah, if you don't hate wasabi like me, you'll like those. I was disappointed. Ooh, a couple of my favorites got left till the end. We all know my love for black sesame by now, maybe. And these are black sesame crispy candies. I'm glad this was a big bag. So, it's a little candy that is quite sweet and very intensely black sesame flavored. And it has a crispy outside, and then the inside is a little bit softer. They kind of melt in your mouth. But for being so small, the flavor is incredible. It tastes a lot like black sesame, and it's nice and sweet. So, these were really delicious, and I can't wait to eat the rest. But I do need to share them with people because they're too good to keep all to myself. And then there is chocolate yogurt kiwi bites. So this is dried golden kiwi, and it's covered in a chocolate yogurt, like if you've ever had like yogurt raisins or whatever, it's like that. Only it's golden kiwi in the middle. These are delicious. I can't really taste where the chocolate comes in. They do just taste like the coating just tastes like yogurt covered. Insert whatever fruit here. But the golden kiwi in the middle is pretty exciting. If you don't like the fact that kiwi has those little seeds in it, you probably won't like these because they do very much have the little seeds inside them. But I don't mind that, so these were really nice. And I'm glad there's quite a few in this bag because, yeah, I want to eat more of these. I like dried fruit, so this is a nice snack. And the final thing is happiness tea. So let's see what this is. I haven't actually looked. Matcha. Oh, there's kelp in it. So uji matcha from Kyoto, roasted rice from Hokkaido, and kombu kelp, which is a symbol of joy in Japan, which is I guess why it's happiness tea. So I guess let's see what this tastes like. I will say one thing about this tea. When I steeped it, it changed color, and that was weird. Not like the liquid, but the tea in the bag, because I guess it had the roasted rice part, and it all looked green in the bag, and then when I put it in the water, those turned like pinkish brown, which was a bit neat. I smell the roasted thing. Usually that, for me, overpowers everything else. Yeah. My palate is not refined enough to taste, I don't know, like kelp or whatever. but it's a good roasted tea. I like that. Kind of mild. I've had stronger roasted teas, so I guess the matcha's just balancing it out. This is what I needed to go with that matcha cake, although I don't know. No, I think the roasted thing is strong enough that it would balance out the matcha and the tea, and then the matcha and the cake wouldn't get ruined. So I don't know, anyway. That cake needed liquid. I'm still on about that. Okay, anyway, that's it for the box. So, oh man, I gotta say my favorite savory thing, and I was let down because there wasn't a lot of savory things. Or at least the big savory thing was a disappointment. So, why don't I go with this weird little cracker that tastes like onion to me for some reason. I still like it. The texture is really good. I'm just wondering if there's something wrong with my palate and my nose, because it still smells like onions to me. Sweet onions, but onions. And the sweet things, I am gonna definitely go with this candy because I love black sesame, and this was a perfect example of black sesame candy. Perfect texture, perfect taste, perfect sweetness for me because I like sweet things. This was actually one of the sweetest things in the box. Runner-up is gonna be that pear. The pear cookie, because it tastes of fresh pears somehow, and I don't know how. So, props to whoever figured out how to do that. And least favorite is gonna be this guy, because it tasted like funky, and then also that ginger thing. Oh, right, I'm gonna give honorable mention to this, because I didn't taste it till right now, and it has kinako, which I super love. So I'm gonna finish that once I'm finished filming, which I guess is gonna be right about now, because that's it for the box. That's all I have to say. And yeah, I'm gonna go work on things for the con. Hopefully get my not very well kept secret cosplay finished, and I will see you again later in the month.